He's a typical high school teenager, except his parents have moved him to a new town where he's got to fit in with all the new kids. And there's a top kid in school who's just a real jerk. The problem is that jerk not only doesn't like Marmaduke, but he's dating the cutest girl in school Marmaduke is just crazy about. Maybe, though, he needs to pull his head out of his butt and notice that his best friend is the girl he's been looking for. Oh, wait, this is Some Kind of Wonderful.
What? Wait, why are you describing that movie?
Because that's the exact plot of Marmaduke.
Are you serious?
Exact. It is. I am surprised that the girl dog in here doesn't play the drums, honestly.
Wow.
I was about to say, it reminded me more of You Can't Buy Me Love. Remember that? Who's in that? Is that...
you know what? Honestly, all those movies swirl together in my head. Is it Patrick Dempsey?
Yeah, Patrick Dempsey.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
that's
it's not an uncommon plot. Let's just say that.
Well, it is when you apply it to dogs.
Sure. And that's why Marmaduke is genius.
And you know what? I still don't give a shit. Cause yeah, I've seen it like 100 times. I've seen it on after school specials, and no, it's applying it to a dog film where all the animals talk for no goddamn reason, even though apparently the comic strip, the dog never spoke at all.
The dog never spoke at all.
I don't get that.
It's not an anthropomorphic dog. No. It's about the family circus kids who own a huge Great Dane who like knocks shit over or gets into the neighbor's yard. It's one panel. Yeah. It's not even like 3 panels where you get a story. It's one panel. Oh, look what Marmaduke did again.
And they did manage to bring in a bit of the like running jokes, and they're like, I guess if I remember correctly, Marmaduke is afraid of bees.
Damn.
And that's in here.
I thought the other joke was where anytime Marmaduke did something stupid, they all went, Marmaduke!
Wah, wah.
And after the 3rd time, I was ready to punch the kid right next to me.
Oh, my God.
But I'm lying, because when I went to go see this screening, there was no kids. There was absolutely no one. I saw this at a goddamn midnight screening, and when I went to the box office, they all laughed at my ass because I was the only one there to see this piece of shit. They looked at me like, seriously, dude, is this a joke? Is this some kind of... Come on, man, you're a robot. You got better things to do. And I'm like, no.
One for Marmaduke,
I have
please.
to see this. One by my, and I'm like, I'm not by myself. They're like, oh yeah, and they had to like call up the projectionist from his bed to go turn on the film.
Hey, Harry, you're not gonna believe this, man, but you got to come into work today.
Yeah. Some shithead robots out here dying to see Marmaduke. He's paying full price for this shit.
It's going, what?
You know, when you came out, I'm surprised that the cast and crew weren't there to greet you with like ticker tape and stuff.
I felt like I came out that night. I was like, hey, come on, guys. I'm a critic. Yeah, whatever, dude.
Yeah, actually, I'm surprised Owen Wilson wasn't there.
Yeah.
He said, thanks a lot, man. Now I can score.
Yeah. Have fun buttering your own popcorn for that one. Oh,
well, you know, sometimes
Anyway.
you got to take what you can get. Poor Owen. He's got his work his way back up. But seriously, if you do Marmaduke 2, it's down the street, not across.
Okay, I know that, like, you know, if you kind of OD and commit suicide when you were on top, you have to start back at the bottom. But this has to be below the bottom.
Yeah, this
Like-
is sub-level.
Yeah.
I was wondering when this was actually filmed, because it would make more sense if he tried to kill himself after this fucking film. Because at that point, I don't blame the guy. Hey, you know.
Hold on. I got to call my Deadpool bookie. But okay, so this one is, you know, like I said, I described the whole plot in the first 10 seconds of this thing. I'm not kidding. That is exactly the plot.
Wow.
You've got Owen Wilson voicing Marmaduke, a dog who they have CG animated his mouth as well as the others, even though no one can hear them as humans. They make a point of even saying, I wish they could hear me.
Over and over again.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, I don't even know why they bothered doing that instead of just having it be thoughts, because I find that creepy as hell, personally.
Sure.
Now, even though they're from Kansas, his best friend, a cat who lives with them, Carlos, is played by George Lopez, who is...
Wait, is that the best friend he's supposed to fall in love with?
No.
Oh,
His
okay.
best friend he moved with. He's like a cat best friend.
Okay, I was
Because
going to
that
say.
would be
'cause-
unnatural.
Well, it'd be progressive. I'm like, okay, I can give him a high five for that.
They'd have to get married in Vermont.
Yeah.
And you know, they play up the Mexicans so much with him. You're just like, what are you doing?
Wait,
They're from
yeah,
Kansas.
He's not a Chihuahua?
No, he's a cat. He's
No.
just a regular
Oh.
cat.
Well, here's the thing that would shock you. There are now now like large Latino populations in the Midwest. Because there's a lot of kitchen jobs up there, and that makes it sound like I'm making a slur. It's the absolute truth.
Well, maybe that he went up there to get a kitchen job and ended up getting adopted by the family.
I believed it as soon as I heard George Lopez started talking. And he's like, God, I'm like, what the fuck? I was looking at my Coke. I thought somebody spiked it with something. I was like, wow, this is like the best part of the movie now.
I love peyote popcorn.
Yeah.
But it's got some decent quality voice actors in here. I'll give it that. I mean, it's got Emma Stone as Maisie, who's who plays an Australian shepherd in it. It's got Christopher Mintz-Plasse as a Chinese crested. Do you know what that is? They're really ugly looking dogs. They always win ugliest dog.
Man, poor McLovin.
Yeah, I know.
I know. That's all.
He gets no love.
McLovin, you're in this too? For shame.
Kiefer Sutherland plays the big, mean, top alpha dog character. And
after 24 ended, that's a smart career move.
I know. That's all he can get at that point. His soul was reincarnated.
You know, all these actors are saying, look, I did it for my kids, all right? God damn.
Well, I mean, it's funny because it just goes on and on. You got Marlon Wayans as one of the characters, Steve Coogan. My favorite is there's this, like, giant dog walking around that you only see in Lightning every once in a while. It's big and mean. They're all scared of him. He's Chupadogra is what they call him.
Okay, that's actually funny.
And it's Sam Elliott playing.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of with you on the Chupadogra thing.
I was like, why can't the movie be about this guy? He seems far more cool.
Man, if Steve Coogan was on the set with Owen Wilson, that explains why both of them are doing this movie.
But the story, of course, has the adults as well, and you know the two leads. Lee Pace, who's from
Pushing
Daisies, plays the male owner who's trying to get a job, moved his family to Southern California, working for William H. Macy, who I guess was a character in the comic and was very different, because I heard people complaining he's supposed to be more wacky. Like, okay,
seriously,
whatever.
You're gonna complain about Marmaduke not being authentic?
Well, like not one but two William H. Macy nut shots.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Sure.
Well, him like flying in cartwheels in the air. That's not wacky enough.
He's one of the great actors today, and you're doing nut shots. No one would stand for a kick to the cunt from Meryl Streep. But.
No. Even though that'd be kind of cool. I'd pay to see that.
And Judy Greer plays Lee Pace's wife in here.
Oh, I love Judy Greer.
I do too, but she has nothing to do here except play it. You're going to love this, Leon. This is your favorite. The wife going like, how dare you pay attention to your job and do work.
Jesus
you should be
Christ,
paying attention to us and your family.
I was like, what is this bizarro world? I was scratching my head the whole time watching this going, man, what is up with this guy's dickhead family?
Well, she'd be like, hey, maybe I wouldn't have to work so much if you guys didn't have this gigantic, huge fucking dog that eats up all the food and does all this property damage that I'm getting sued over every week.
Yeah, to be fair, they leave the gate open every night, so I think they're just kind of hoping that one day he'll just wander off.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be hard for somebody to go find that dog and go like, hey, your dog knocked over a skyscraper. You want to go pick him up?
No, you need a fucking gate like the wall, like the doors of Mordor or whatever to contain that huge fucking like crazy looking dog. Because I was wondering half the time, is this dog CG? Because what dog is that fucking big? That's a horse. It's not a dog.
And sometimes it is CG. They did a good job restraining themselves from like times when you thought they would have done it more. But the problem is that it must be that whenever they do, you're like, oh God, what the fuck, man? Yeah. It's like a PlayStation 2 Marmaduke movie. It just looks awful. None more so than at the end that, of course, they've got to go. We got to find a way to do a big all the dogs dancing sequence.
Ah, great.
And they build it up with no shame at all. But you know, at the end, you're like, okay, this is this is where it has to go. I'm sorry. This movie was made for that kind of stupidity, and I'm the idiot here having to watch it. So you know, hey, I'll let him have it.
Yeah, there's not a shred of this, not an inch that's made for adults, even though some of the jokes in there are references to movies that there's no way that the 8-year-olds this movie was from will have seen.
Right.
There's references to Apocalypse Now, to Almost Famous, stuff like
Almost
that.
Famous. Okay, Apocalypse Now, that's been parodied so much, you go like, all right, the kids might have some reference to it, but Almost Famous.
Well, that's the thing is they keep doing that, and I'm going, what the fuck? This is how they thought they'd make this like acceptable for adults? Because those jokes, let me tell you, not funny.
Man, I feel like we're forgetting something.
We have everything but the furniture and the dog.
Look at him. He's just sitting there.
I know.
Do you think he'll be okay here alone?
I think he'll be fine. He's got food and water, and I'm having Laura from down the street looking on him.
Right. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? He has a party, invites his girlfriend over?
Yes, and Yes. Party at the Duke's Ranger, man! Jump, 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 jump! I am a golden dog! Ain't I Yes! Yes! My boy Topaz! Yeah, come on! Who let the dogs out? Pee-wee, hit the crazy string! Nice lampshade, Bernie! Oh, it's so soothing! Gordy, no! No, not on Debbie's record! Oh, no! Oh, hey! Not on the couch! You raising a barn?
You're a big hit, Marmaduke.
Hey, is it just me, or is it getting a little out of hand?
Everyone's having fun. Loosen up.
Yeah, of course. Now you're right. Yeah, well, come on, forget what I said.
Those jokes, okay, watching this was like watching a kid's movie with fucking Owen Wilson behind me trying to give his awful, like, fucking commentary throughout the whole goddamn movie where I kept turning around, will you shut the fuck up already? All right?
And
you're not helping this. You know?
I mean, I like puns, but this is like going through one
wow,
of those.
too much for you.
This is one of these, like, dime store books of puns for 3-year-olds. They're like going through every obvious dog pun in the world.
Why did Silly Billy throw a clock out of the window? He wanted to see time fly.
It is on that level.
Damn.
It really is. And so saying that, it's a movie that doesn't even make any pretensions other than those maybe 4 jokes that they throw in for adults, for being for adults. Even so, come on.
No.
You've got to have some higher... I mean, there's so many great kids movies for all ages. Why do you got to take them to fucking see Marmaduke?
This isn't one of them.
Yeah,
Not at all.
yeah.
No, but the thing is, this is a completely paint-by-numbers movie that, they just rushed out. They didn't care. There was no... All they did was, once again, take an existing property that they know has some kind of fan base and slap it on one of their shitty-ass scripts that they've had sitting around for years. Yeah. And just, it's like they put it out for stupid kids to go bother their parents, and hopefully their parents will take them to go see it.
It sounds so much like the kind of movies that really do go straight to video, like are made to go straight to video with no pretension of ever going to a theater.
Yeah.
And like maybe the only reason it got to a theater because they had so many names.
Yeah, maybe actors always want to do something for their kids.
Right.
They always like, I want to do a movie that my kids can watch.
Right.
Or like, and I think a lot of the casting in here was just Uwe Boll style. Because I mean, come on, you got Lee Pace who had just finished his television show and was like right at that moment available. It was like, come on, this is how a lot of this casting is going.
I was blown away actually just by seeing William H. Macy.
Yeah, William H. Macy.
I'm like, really?
Yeah, I've seen those trailers, and he was the one where I was like, oh, him.
Yeah. Even
That's
the guy,
pretty sad.
shockingly enough, even the guy from Pushing Daisies, where I'm like, wow, you had that great series. Like, people like now respect you for that, and now you're gonna do this. But at the same time, I don't think it's gonna hurt any of these cast members, only because it's gonna be forgotten easily.
Oh yeah.
I mean, as soon as like
this
halfway
review
through,
is over.
Yeah, it's forgotten. It will the Marmaduke will never be uttered ever again, ever until the DVD sequel comes out starring Bill Murray. But
it's funny. I remember with Garfield saying, "Well, at the very least, this is so bad that they are not even. There's no way they'd make a sequel."
Yeah.
So I can't really say that.
Carlos Mencia is going to end up playing the goddamn cat. George Lopez is like going to be apologizing about this on his goddamn TV show, I'm sure.
Well, at least the jokes will probably be better since Carlos Mencia steals from bigger people than him. So.
They'll be the exact same lines from this film. And then you'll read a story where George Lopez punches him in the street.
So y'all giving us a matinee?
Yeah, of course. No, I was so tempted to give this a rental because it's like I'm saying, it's harmless basically. You watch it and there's nothing offensive about it. But then the more I watch it, the more I'm like, wow, there's absolutely nothing to recommend it either. I mean, a Chupacabra. That's it. That's the only thing I genuinely liked.
That was the best scene.
And that was only because I like to see Sam Elliott in pretty much anything.
Yeah. He was the only guy listening to his voice during that scene when the scene comes up. You're like, you start to get kind of emotional because you're like, oh man, here's a dog that had it all and just lost it, like abandoned his family and. Oh fuck! I was like, "Don't cry, you pussy." But that was the only scene.
Because you think you're talking about Sam Elliott himself.
Yeah.
And I kept hoping the dude was going to show up.
I just identified with that. But anyway, that's the only good scene. It's only a couple of minutes.
Yeah, and everything else is just a waste and predictable and not a single funny joke. There's nothing really worth saving for this. And even for your kids, come on, take them to see a Disney movie or something because this is some old bullshit.
No, this is some like fucking this dog diarrhea bullshit. I'm sorry. I know it's for the kids, and I understand that, but there's no excuse. There's so many great kids films out there. I wish these studios would stop being lazy and stop pulling these old scripts out of their ass and putting Marmaduke the title on it because they don't know what else to do with these scripts they got laying around. Because that's how it felt like to me watching this. So no, this is getting some big bullshit. Because don't insult kids like this. Come on, man. I know they're dummies, but you don't have to insult them with this kind of shit.
Yeah, and insulting to adults and anyone who likes film when the very last frame of your film is and I'm sorry, spoiler, is Marmaduke saying, "Wait for it."
Really?
Yes.
You know what? I laughed at that. Sorry. That's the second best joke.
Yeah. You know what?
I was waiting for him to do it again, like. And then all of them go, Marmaduke, holy shit!
Did I do that?
Yeah.
Sorry, I ate something dead I saw on the side of the road. Well, maybe 2 or 3 things.